Welcome, everyone. This is Conference and Membership Associate Jamie Bowler. Thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar, How to Apap, Getting the Most Out of Your Year-Round Membership. But before we get started, we'd like to review a few technical items to ensure that everyone is properly set up to participate. We're using a new webinar platform for today, so we'd ask that you bear with any potential technical difficulties. We're also not using the video functionality during today's webinar, so we'd ask that you do not enable that feature. During today's webinar, you will have the opportunity to ask questions and provide comments using the chat function. To ensure that the chat feature is visible, you may need to click the button at the bottom of the Zoom window labeled Chat. Within the chat, check that the Send To drop-down menu says Everyone before you submit. That way we can all see your remarks. If you have comments or questions of a sensitive nature, feel free to send to the moderator by selecting Apap in the Send To drop-down menu. We'll have an opportunity for Q&A and comments at the end of the webinar, but feel free to use the chat box throughout the webinar, not just during the Q&A. We'll also be recording this webinar to post on our website within the next few days.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar, How to Apap, Getting the Most Out of Your Year-Round Membership. Today's webinar will focus on the wealth of year-round benefits and services that Apap has to offer. I'm your host, Sue Noseworthy, Membership Director, and I'm joined today by my colleagues, Conference Director Neo Narnor-Madison, Programs and Resources Manager Caitlin Sackery, and Marketing and Communications Director Jenny Thomas. And now I'd like to introduce Apap President and CEO, Mario Garcia Durham, who would like to welcome everyone to today's webinar. Mario?
Thank you very much, Sue. And thank you all for joining this webinar. We really appreciate it. We know you have many choices and many obligations on your time, so we deeply appreciate you joining us today. On behalf of the staff, the board, and membership, and myself, I just wanted to give you a warm welcome to this webinar. Whether you're a first-time APAP member or a long-time APAP member or just wanting to hear about what we're up to each year and other opportunities at APAP, I just wanted to tell you we're thrilled about your interest and your participation. So, summing up, on behalf of all of us here, I want to welcome you and hope we get a chance to meet in person. So thank you all very much, and I'll turn this back over to Sue.
Thank you so much, Mario. Today, our team will give you an overview, by Jamie, thank you, of APAP's year-round programs, benefits, and services. And we will review grants and funding opportunities, our leadership initiatives, professional development programs and sessions, and of course, we'll highlight a few sessions and workshops that are happening at conference. Basic information about APAP NYC 2020, APAP publications and advocacy tools, networking tools and resources, and of course, time for Q&A. And now I'd like to introduce Caitlin Sackery, Programs and Resources Manager, who will introduce you to APAP's many program offerings. Caitlin?
Thank you, Sue. First, I'm going to talk briefly about our regranting programs and some of the ways that APAP provides support for our members. The Cultural Exchange Fund is a travel subsidy program for artists, agents, managers, presenters to see work abroad and to promote international cultural exchange. It's made possible by the Andrew Mellon Foundation. It allows opportunities for presenters to see artists that they may be able to bring to their venues. Agents, managers, and artists are able to see work from artists that they may want to partner with. This is a great opportunity, and the program helps offset the cost for travel by providing up to a $2,000 grant for individuals and up to a $10,000 grant for groups. The last cycle of this program is coming up soon. The applications will be due in October for travel that's taking place from January through June 2020. Because this is the final cycle, we wanted to let you all know about it and encourage you to consider utilizing this resource before the end of October. We did just sunset a program called Building Bridges. This provided funds to university presenters to bring programs and performances to their venues with the aim of increasing cultural awareness in their communities. Please look at our website in the coming months, as we'll be sharing some of the findings and resources from these projects online. We're working on some new regranting opportunities to serve the arts field, and there will be some new opportunities that will be announced next year. We also have several leadership initiatives that we do offer to members, and it provides opportunities for professional growth and development at various stages of their career. Emerging Leadership Institute is a leadership program for those new or emerging leaders or upcoming in the arts field with 3 to 7 years of experience. It's a multi-day leadership intensive that we host as a part of our pre-conference offerings in Apap for the conference in 2020. So each year a new cohort is invited to attend. This year's cohort has already been selected, but the applications will be open next spring for the 2021 conference. You can find more information about this program and the application on our website. We do have the Leadership Fellows program as well, which is a leadership program aimed at mid-career professionals. We will be reimagining this program, so stay tuned for updates in 2020 about the launch of the new program. So APAP provides professional development opportunities at conference and throughout the year. Our year-round programs include webinars. In addition to the one you're currently listening to, we also host webinars on a wide variety of topics, from timely issues in the field to new skills. We have some special intensives and learning opportunities for professionals. One example of this is our 5-day intensive co-hosted with Jacob's Pillow that focuses on curating dance programs for new or emerging dance presenters. And we also plan on launching a new intensive called Presenting, Touring, and Booking 101. And this will be for emerging arts presenters or those interested in finding out more about arts presenting. And I think at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Neo to talk a little bit more about the conference.
Thanks, Caitlin. Apap NYC consists of 5 days of programming and activities, bringing together over 3,600 performing arts professionals. Apap is the world's largest performing arts marketplace. Next, I want to talk a bit about our 3 pillars of Apap NYC. The first pillar is professional development. The conference offers both pre-conference and conference professional development and networking opportunities, which include plenary sessions, consortium meetings, and information sessions. The second pillar is the Apap NYC Expo Hall. There are over 370 exhibit booths spanning 3 floors at the Hilton Midtown. The Apap Expo Hall is the place to conduct business during the conference. And finally, the third pillar of Apap are the independent showcases. There are over 1,000 showcases taking place both in the Hilton Midtown and around the city during the conference. Showcases provide attendees the opportunity to see and present new work. Thanks. And next I'll talk a bit about our planning in our program. So pre-conference sessions provide first-time attendees with the opportunity to find and connect with like-minded attendees before the conference starts. A registration fee is required for intensives. Forums and Affinity Groups meetings are free. However, RSVPs are strongly encouraged. Our main conference starts Friday afternoon on January 10th and runs through Tuesday, January 14th. Thank you.
So as you're planning out some of your schedules for conference, we did want to highlight some of the options that you might want to consider. We have affinity groups, which are smaller networking groups around a particular topic or theme, essentially a shared affinity that you provide a chance to connect with people whom you share a common interest. The new colleagues orientation will occur on Friday, January 10th at the Hilton. You'll get a quick introduction from our conference co-chairs and then break out into smaller groups with your mentor and other new colleagues. If you didn't request a mentor when you registered for the 2020 conference, just send Sue an email requesting one, and you'll see her email address at the end of the webinar. The opening night reception is on Friday, January 10th as well. It's a great time to grab some food before heading to showcases and another opportunity to network with your friends. The 5 Minutes to Shine program is a competition featuring a rapid-fire series of presentations and stories of audience engagement and is presented with support of the Wallace Foundation. The winner will be a speaker at our awards luncheon. This year, we're featuring stories specifically from our small and mid-sized presenters. More information about the definition of a small and mid-sized presenter and who is eligible to apply is online. So look for our application for the 2020 program as it closes on September 25th. The annual awards ceremony and luncheon honors special members of the arts field. This also provides another opportunity for networking and is a celebration of our collective work in the field. The Young Performers Career Advancement is on Monday night, and it is the only APAP curated showcase. This is a culmination of a competition featuring emerging classical artists and genre-bending groups and is an APAP favorite. So this slide is summarizing why APAP NYC is so important and kind of reiterating why you should attend. We do have plenaries, focused plenaries that we invite all of our conference attendees to attend. There's opportunities for networking and professional development sessions for those interested in focusing on a particular topic to sort of advance their career. It provides opportunities where you can meet your peers on a scale that's pretty unprecedented. You're able to get connected with your people and create both working relationships and some new friendships.
Thanks, Caitlin. And back to Neo.
Sure. Next, I want to talk about important dates and deadlines surrounding APAP NYC. First up, we have our advanced registration deadline, which will be closing soon on October 3rd. If you haven't already, you want to make sure you register by October 3rd for $100 savings if you register early. The price will increase after that time. Second deadline, which is really important to note, would be our deadline to publish a showcase listing in our program guide. After November 15th, any showcase listings we receive will be posted on our website and also available on the mobile app, but won't make it into our print program guide. I also want to talk about our housing deadline. Coming up in December 7th will be the deadline to book a room at the Sheraton at our conference rate. So you want to be sure to do that as soon as possible to receive our great conference rate. And next, I'd like to draw your attention to our How to APAP webinar series. You can find our other webinars in the series on our website at firsttimeattendees.apapnyc.org. Back to Sue.
Thanks so much, Neo. And now I'd like to hand it over to Jenny Thomas for publications, advocacy, and more. Jenny?
Sure. There are all sorts of wonderful benefits that come with your membership to APAP that we hope enriches you as a professional in the field and really helps you forward your career. A couple of the things we do is we publish a quarterly magazine called Inside Arts that's sent out on a, like I said, on a quarterly basis to the primary contact of your organization. It's chock full of really interesting information. It can preview the themes at the conference and some of the very important topics that are prominent in our field today, as well as telling stories about our members and showcasing the artistry that takes place all year round at our conference, or excuse me, all year round as part of our organization. Also highlights the conference as it's coming up and after it happens. And we also have the summer knowledge issue, which is a compendium of interesting articles from everywhere from the field. It's really what we call summer reading for arts leaders. You can also receive a digital subscription. That's available to all your staff. You just need to contact us at info@apap365.org. Another great part of Inside Arts is that people advertise within Inside Arts. So if you're trying to reach this very targeted population, please contact us and we can connect you with that opportunity. Another way that we communicate out to you so that you don't miss any important opportunities to engage with your colleagues and with the field is that we have the Spotlights newsletter. This is our member newsletter. It's bi-weekly and published on the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month. It includes very important updates, all of the deadlines that you need to know to participate in our grant programs and our leadership programs and participate in the conference. It includes different funding opportunities, not only through Apap funding, but also opportunities that we raise up from the field from our many partners. It includes member news, such as transitions within the field, people changing roles or organizations changing names. It also features the Apac Job Bank. It highlights some top level, what are the latest jobs listed on the job bank. So it's really a great thing to check out. I know you get a lot of email nowadays, but this is one that you should just make sure to scan when you get it, so that you can make sure you're not missing out on any great opportunities associated with your membership. Apap is also an organization that has an advocacy role. We are a founding member of the Performing Arts Alliance with the other national service organizations, such as Dance USA and Theater Communications Group. We all work together to forward the interests of the performing arts field. So as part of being a member, you will receive updates from the Performing Arts Alliance on key issues and actions. We will also, from Apap's point of view, we will also, in things like Spotlights, our newsletter, send you advocacy alerts when there's some major action that we suggest that you take on behalf of the performing arts. You're also, as part of Apap, you're also able to access the Americans for the Arts Action Fund. You're welcome to sign up. You can get an advocate level membership and stay in the know about the very important legislative issues. There are a number of other very specific features of your Apap membership that I wanted to raise up. If you are in need of visa assistance, if you have artists that are visiting you or who are part of your roster or who are touring to your venue, there is assistance that we can connect you to as an Apap member. That's only a service for Apap members. We also, part of your membership fee also supports Artists from Abroad, which is a growing online resource to help you work with foreign guest artists. And also, if you are foreign guest artists, it supports, again, dealing with visa issues and the many issues we are dealing with that are immigration and visa related. We also are part of a network which is called Arts Ready. Arts Ready is actually a service of South Arts. It's a preparedness platform that helps arts organizations with continuity planning and post-crisis sustainability. We know that weather can be challenging and can put you at risk. We know that man-made incidents can be unexpected. We want to make sure that the performing arts field is strong, and so Arts Ready is one of our partners. And actually, as a note, they're going through a transition, and we're actually going to have an even stronger partnership with Arts Ready and some other partners, such as the Performing Arts Readiness Project. So that's also part of what we do here at Apap.
Great. Thanks so much, Jenny. In the final section of our webinar, I will review the tools that Apap provides members to make it easier for you to connect with your peers and colleagues, which we know is very important. And one terrific resource I'd like to begin with is the Job Bank and Career Center, as Jenny mentioned earlier. The Apac Job Bank is a great resource for both job seekers and employers, and you can find this resource on apap365.org. It's one of the first items you'll see under the Resources tab, and we want you to note that there's no cost to search for jobs or post your resume, and we do have discounted rates for Apap members to post jobs. So for example, it's $90 for a 30-day job listing, which is great to note. A few items for employers to make note of also is that Job Bank offers email resume alerts, articles on government compliance, and how-to advice for creating job postings to attract top talent. And it's also notable that our Job Bank is one of the most visited pages on our website with over 5,000 average monthly visitors.
We also, I just wanted to mention one more thing that's a benefit of your job posting is that we have a monthly Job Bank email that goes out at the top of every month. So that's a sort of a bonus value for people posting to the Job Bank.
Great, thanks, Jenny. So I also wanted to highlight a few online resources for new members, which are very important as you get to be introduced to our community of new folks. We do have a virtual new member welcome kit, which is actually a home page, web page for new members. And this has a number of great resources, including training videos on how to use the membership directory and artist roster. I'll get to that in a minute. We're happy to provide you with links if you don't have that handy in your email. And also, Jamie and I co-manage the closed Facebook group for new members, which you can actually find on Facebook by searching Apap New Colleagues. And this is a great place to come, ask questions of staff, connect with colleagues and new peers, and just to basically orient yourself to Apap NYC. So one of the first things you're going to want to do when you visit Apap 365 is to log in and to make sure you're accessing all of our members-only content. And you'll begin by clicking the Login button, which is actually on the horizontal gray menu across the top of the page. And you'll know you're logged in because you'll see Welcome and then your name. In this case, I think you'll see my name, maybe is it on this page? Okay, great, I can't see. You'll see my name here in the top right corner, and that's how you know you're logged in. And there are a number of terrific tools that we will actually begin reviewing now. So to get started, you'll actually want to update your own information. You'll see My Account, and that's actually where you can manage all of your personal information as well as your organization's information. So the items that you can update on this page include My Profile, and this is where you'll update your own information, your headshot, your title, your personal phone number, and your email. So you can see my information at left. My Organization's Profile, this is actually where primary contacts of organizational members can update the company logo. You can make any necessary changes to your organizational information, including genres and disciplines that your artists, that you represent or those that you present, and venues if you're a presenter. My Organization's Staff, if your organization has multiple staff, this is actually where you'll want to list staff so your fellow members have a complete picture of who they can reach out to at your organization. And the primary contacts can also edit, delete, add, or make changes throughout the year. And we definitely recommend you update your staff list at least once a year, but honestly, probably 3 or 4 times a year to just make sure all of your information is the most up-to-date and accurate. Next slide, please. So you can also check the status you can actually also check information for your colleagues on the search function for the membership directory. As noted, the membership directory is the 5th item listed under membership tab, and this is actually where once the page loads, you'll see that you can conduct different types of searches, either by organization or individual. There are 12 distinct fields that you can use to make your searches broader or narrower depending on your goals. So a few fields I'd like to point out to you include type equals. So this is actually where you can do searches based on if you want to search for presenters, you can select presenting organization and then hit search, and that will give you all the results for presenters in our membership. You can also do searches under classification equals, and this field allows you to filter for colleges, universities, nonprofits, or fairs and festivals. Location equals or state equals actually allows you to narrow your searches. So if you are looking for a particular segment of the country or a particular state, you can narrow your search at that point, or of course, discipline and genre. If you're looking only for presenters or artists who represent ballet or other types of dance or music, this is actually where you would narrow your search. And these search filters enable you to connect with the best possible list of members to conduct your business goals. Individual searches can also be conducted by a number of different criteria. You can search for last name, city, state, country, or management level. This field is critically important to note too, because if you want to look for APAP members who are CEOs or presidents, this is a great field to use. So once you conduct your search, we do recommend that you print your results for your files because you can't save searches at this point in time. If you would like all of the data, you can download the entire membership directory on the bottom of the membership directory page. So now we'll review how to update your artist roster, and this is where you can record the artists that you represent or the types of artists that you present on your stages. So this is a critically important area of the database for both agents and managers, but also presenters. So we'll start by going under My Account and then selecting My Organization's Profile. About halfway down the page, you'll see a green button that says Edit Artist Roster, and this is where you'll want to click to add artists to your roster or to edit existing artist information. And you can actually edit artist name and description, and there are both long and short form areas to make edits. Add or change websites, videos with titles and URLs, and manage your contact information. And again, we do recommend that everyone update this information at least once a year, and it's critically important that you up-to-date this information in the fall, especially if you're someone who showcases at APAP NYC, because this means that all of the information about your artists will be up-to-date as you go into showcasing season for APAP NYC. And one tip for self-represented artists that's really important is that you must list yourself on your own artist roster. We know it's a little bit counterintuitive, but you do actually have to list yourself if you're a self-represented artist in order to show up. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to staff. So to search the artist roster as either a presenter or an artist, you would want to come to the search tool, which can be found by going back to the membership tab, and then selecting artist roster. And then from here, you can search by a number of different criteria: the artist's name, the manager name, the city or state, or the genre or discipline. And of course, if you have any questions about trying to locate an artist that you know is on our roster, please feel free to reach out to us. And we do want to close this webinar with a few sound bites about how to best communicate with your peers and colleagues by email. We really do, as has been noted in other webinars that we've run this fall, we really do advise against bulk mailing to large groups that you aren't familiar with. We really recommend that you connect with businesses and colleagues that you're thinking of reaching out to on a personal level before communicating by email, just to make sure that you're a good fit for their series or their stage. And a really good rule of thumb is to build relationships over blasting individuals that you haven't interacted with. And we also recommend that people familiarize themselves with the CAN Spam Act, which you can find more information about on www.ftc.gov, which is the Federal Trade Commission website. And we also have a few more resources, which I will turn it over to Jenny to talk about.
Sure. Thanks, Sue. Following up on what Sue was saying about really being smart about your communications with your colleagues in the field, we do have a series that we did a couple of years ago, but you know the information within is so rich and important that we wanted to just highlight that we had actually two different series on email marketing and on what we call getting past the inbox. So I suggest that you take a look for those on our website. Another thing to note as we are heading into conference season is that if you are already registered for conference, that the conference attendee list is probably going to be where you're going to go at this time of year. We have a number of tutorials online about how you can slice and dice and filter those lists. So we hope that those tools are helpful for you. If you can't find them, certainly contact us and we can point you in that direction. So those are all great resources that you should use.
Absolutely. And this is our time of the webinar. If anyone has questions for our team, we'll just leave it open for about a minute. But of course, if you don't, there's certainly no pressure, because the good news is, and Jamie, you can go to the next slide, our entire staff is actually, our emails are all available online under the About Us section of the website. But of course, here are the contact emails and phone numbers for myself, Neo, Caitlin, and Jenny. So if you have any questions for our team about membership or conference, showcasing, expo, of course, you can always reach out to any of us at any time throughout the year. So we'll just leave it open for maybe another 30 seconds if anybody has any questions.
Yeah, so, and also we're noticing that somebody, in case you have your hand up, actually we can't quite take it that way, but if you could type your message, and if you've stepped away or you don't have time to, we can also have you reach out to us and we can help answer your question. And if anyone has a question at this time, you can go ahead and type that into the webinar chat, as Hannah has messaged just now to everyone. But we certainly hope that we see you in January 10th through 14th, 2020, at our conference. We also have, as was mentioned, a lot of pre-conference offerings that you'll want to take advantage of. So we certainly hope you take advantage of that, and also the advanced registration rate, which ends on October 3.
Great. And I will also add, Jenny, that people should certainly plan to join the, if you're new, please join the Facebook group, because I do think it's a great way for the staff to get to know all of us. And Diane, we have noted your question about the telephone, so we appreciate you letting us know that you're having trouble getting through to staff.
Somebody will get back to you.
Yes, absolutely. Not a problem at all.
Right.
So thanks, everyone, for dialing in to the webinar. We really appreciate your time. We know everyone is very busy this time of year. And again, this webinar has been recorded. And if you need to reference back to anything, please feel free to watch this or view this again, or reach out to any of the staff. Thanks so much, guys.